Hey guys, what's up? So, this is the chart for Flack, who passed away not so long ago actually. I wanted to look at her chart. I do want to go over like as soon as it happened, just because I don't really like looking at the energy so close to an event like that, or someone, especially when someone takes their own life and stuff. So, yeah, I just wanted to go over the chart and just show you guys how astrology works by looking at um, charts of people that we know. So this is her birth chart. Astro.com has the birth time on there now. It didn't have it there before. I think it's quite apt. I think I want to work with it. I had it down as another rising sign when I looked at it personally, but I can see how this would work as well. So yeah, for those of you that don't know, Caroline Black was a UK TV presenter. She shows like Love Island. She's really big, and she had recently got into altercation with her partner and was arrested for violence. And through that came a time where she actually recently took her own life as a result of some of the things that went on around that. So I just wanted to have a look at the charts. And so I want to show you how to look at her birth chart. This is her birth chart here. And then I'll look at, you can look at the transits around specific days. So I pulled up a chart for a day when that she was arrested and another one for when she had actually passed away. And also looking at a solar return chart as well. So solar return tells you kind of what sort of year you're going to have as well. So there's a few things I looked at. And I looked at monthly charts too. So I'll throw it all into the mix anyway. It's a really good way to learn astrology. And I just think it's so interesting and so telling when you can see someone's karmic DNA in their birth chart. Because your birth chart is so personal to you because it's only generated from the minute that you're born. It's only specific to you. And I think it's something like, I'm sure it says something like only every 25,000 years will someone have the same chart as you because of how the cosmos rotates, how the solar system works, and how the planets dance with each other in the sky. That particular configuration that you're born with only happens like every 20, I'm sure it's 25,000 years, if not more. So it just shows you how individualistic we all are and how, everyone's chart is so different. So when people say I'm an Aries or I'm a Leo, I'm this and that and the other, they're just so much more involved. So yeah, this is her chart. So it's got her down as a Scorpio sun. So she was born on the 9th of November, which is Scorpio season. Her sun falls into the house of media, the third house. Third house is all to do with communication. It's traditionally ruled by Gemini. So the house of communication, Uranus rules communication too. Uranus, here in the third house, so funny little squiggle, Uranus also rules media as well, technology. And the sun is your life soul, your life purpose almost. The most energy you'll put into your life is through the sun, and the sun being the life force of our universe. So wherever the sun falls in your chart is kind of like where you'll put most of your energy in this lifetime. So she was in media. I mean, she's a TV presenter. She was a celebrity. So this is really telling. I think that it fell into her third house. It's so interesting. She's down as a Virgo rising. So yeah, Virgo rising. Virgo is about the body. She's a fantastic figure. Virgo can be very cutting, very sharp, very intellectual. Again, Virgo is all about communication. And what did she do for a living? She was on broadcast TV. So her Mercury actually falls in the fourth house here, and it's conjunct her Venus. So this will tell you that she would have, because Venus is money as well. You will make money via communication, via some form of communication, and actually it falls into the fourth house of the home. Well, she was in everyone's home every week, doing her programs. and presenting her program. She was known for that. Venus conjunct Mercury as well. This is also Venus can be like people that you're attracted to, or your love style as well. It's in Sagittarius, so it's quite youthful. And I know she's linked to a lot of younger guys. She'd been known for going out with a lot of younger guys, and she was quite young in spirit herself as well. I mean, if you flick back to her first house, the first house represents you, your body, your looks, etc. She has Saturn in the first house. So Saturn in the first house, with people who have Saturn in the first house, Saturn can tend to delay like success and delay aging. It can delay confidence, beauty, money, all that sort of stuff. Saturn slams the brakes wherever it is. So it's in her first house, and she looks. I mean, she was 40 when she passed. She looked at such a young age. She was 40, and she looked incredible. I'd say, she looked the best she'd ever looked. She looked like half her age. She's presenting Love Island, and standing next to all those really gorgeous girls in the program. She was just as, if not more, stunning. And that's Saturn in the first. Saturn in the first will have people become more and more youthful as they get older. It's like they always freeze in time. So especially in the house of the body, Virgo being the body and health, this would have made her fitter, stronger, more beautiful as she'd gotten older. It gives you really good bone structure as well, especially that Virgo in the first as well. Virgo will be about the physical body as well. Excuse me. So yeah, her North Node is in the first house. So North Node is to do with your karma and your life mission. And I've noticed a lot of celebrities can have North Node in the first, because North Node in the first, the energy is about finding your own, finding yourself. Your life purpose is you, and basically almost being known for you, which is what she was known for herself and her personality, being a celebrity. So her South Node, your South Node in your own chart, always fall bang opposite to where the first is. So her past life would have been all relationships, especially in Pisces as well. So it would have made her in a past life almost kind of subservient to others. And also, it would have made her, especially these all these relationships as well. So this would have made her maybe all about her partners in the past life, whereas this life now, it would have been all about her own self, really. Still nurturing, still caring for others, because Virgo is the eternal mother, so there's always that kind of nurturing, caring energy. I know she was close to her family, her sister and her mother as well, from what I've heard. But yeah, that past life in the seventh would have been all about relationships. It's really funny actually, because wherever your past life, your South Node falls, you kind of cling on to that in this lifetime as well, because your lesson to learn is to let that go. And it's really funny that she became famous from Love Island, with the seventh. Love Island is all about relationships. That's what made her really mega famous. And the seventh house is all to do with relationships, and that was what actually made her fortune, because her seventh house squares her MC here. The MC being your public persona. So her public persona, your 10th house, is how you come across in the workplace, how you come across in public. Was ruled by Gemini, and Gemini is also the great communicator. Gemini rules celebrity, rules TV, rules communication. So she was born to fulfill this celebrity TV media type role, just by having those placements. There was talk of she with the whole arrest, etc. She was alleged to attack her partner, which I think he was saying now that it escalated out of something or other. It wasn't as serious as it was. However, there was violence there, but she has a Mars in the 12th house here in Leo. Leo being such a proud sign anyway. Leo being a fire sign as well, very fiery. So her Mars, her passion, her drive, her anger was in that 12th house. The 12th house is the house of downfall, the house that's hidden from you. I've noticed people with their Mars in the 12th house, they can tend to have trouble almost expressing themselves to a certain degree, which not with her so much because she had Virgo as her ascendant and she had Gemini MC and she had a really good Mercury down here in Sagittarius. So she's very fiery anyway, that with that Sagittarian Mercury. So how she communicates is very fiery, very sharp, very quick to anger anyway. But people with Mars in the 12th can really find it hard to either be express their anger where to the point where it just build up, and they explode quite a lot because Mars is hidden in the 12th, so it can be almost hidden like behind closed doors. Also, as well, with that Mars in the 12th, this can be to do with downfall as well, and prisons also, and if you look into it from a really basic point of view, Mars rules male energy in your chart as well. So this can actually rule physical males in your chart, you know, like a partner or men that you're attracted to. And that masculine energy. So this would indicate that men could ultimately be her downfall, with it being in the house of downfall. And also Mars in Leo, this would have you attracting almost celebrity type boyfriends as well, which she had. She dated a lot of celebrity boyfriends. Leo being the sign of celebrity, the 12th house being the sign of media and film and celebrity as well. A lot of sports personalities have Mars in the 12th house because it gives them this hidden energy and hidden drive to succeed and makes them really competitive. I do know that her partner that she had the altercation with, I think he was a tennis player. So yeah, a lot of sports stars do have Mars in the 12th. So this can also show you your partner as well, or as only like an important partner in your life. But yeah, so she had a sports personality celebrity partner who was also part of her downfall as well. And this 12th house angry Mars is also part of the downfall as well. 12th house can rule things like prison, institutions as well, and also it can rule falling in love abroad or doing well abroad, as in like because the 12th house rules foreign and foreign countries. So I know that obviously she was filming a lot abroad all the time, wasn't she? Especially with that celebrity Leo in the 12th. So yeah, there's a few telling things there. The planet of rebellion and shock and upset is Uranus, which is conjunct her sun. It's right next to her sun, her personality, her being. So this could make her like almost a bit erratic sometimes, or this can show like quick to anger. Someone who can change their mind quite a lot, quite quickly. They can be here, there, everywhere. There can be people who travel quite a lot as well, having that Sun and Uranus conjunction. Sun and Uranus conjunction can also mean men in your life can be quite erratic, and relationships can be quite erratic and come and go. If you look at your 7th house, this can show you how your love style and relationships are. Well, with that Piscean energy, it would show you that relationships can be quite lucid and almost like no boundaries and very forgiving, and also not seeing people for who they really are, having that Piscean energy. And they like to, Pisces in the 7th just love to be in love, and they like to love. And they love everybody. So yes, let's just a quick look at her actual birth chart and just show you how you can read your own chart as well. So let me just scroll through. I did a few of the. Let's have a look at this one. So what I did, where is it? That's her lunar return. Oh yeah, so this is her birth chart. I put some transits on. So transits are you can see where the planets are on certain days. So on the days leading up to her arrest, Mars, which we talked about a minute ago, rules her 12th house of downfall, of anger, of the hidden house, hidden forces. Well, that Mars was going right over her sun. So having that Mars conjunct sun energy can make someone really angry, really volatile, quick to temper. So this 12th house is activating her conjunction here. Also, her sun squares her Mars anyway natally. So the red line going from 6 to 24. It's quite a wide conjunction, sorry, a wide square. However, there's a square aspect going on here which activates her Uranus. So this would activate kind of an energy where men, being Mars, cause friction to her sun, cause friction to her energy. She's got a sun in Scorpio. These people feel passion on a next level. They feel every single emotion. They're very deep thinkers, very deep emotional people. This Scorpio sun energy, and having that conjunction to Uranus as well, very erratic sort of behaviour. And having Mars travelling over that will activate this Mars square. A square being like a really hard aspect. Square is like a challenging aspect. So you have challenging aspects in your chart. Planets can trigger them when they're traveling around the solar system. They'll trigger planets in your own chart as to why things work out the way they do. So she had Mars going through over her sun, her ego, her life force. So this would have made her more angry, more passionate. This could have made male figures around her more angry, more passionate and aggressive towards her as well, not just herself. Mercury was travelling over her Venus and travelling over her Mercury as well. So she would have been more kind of a Sagittarian fiery energy anyway. So yeah, I mean, 12th house ruling imprisonment and arrest as well. That would have indicated that. That would have set off that would have set off that transit of imprisonment and arrest, with that Mars square sun energy, and Uranus being shocking news. And so, what else did I notice with this? I noticed that, yeah, she had in her the fifth house rules dating and sex and boyfriends. 7 and 8 is more to do with long-term relationships, really. But fifth house is more to do with dating and boyfriends. She had like Pluto and Saturn here sandwiched in between Venus in her fifth house. So Venus, which rules her fourth house and her second house, I'll come back to that in a second, ruling her second house, was actually travelling through a house of dating where Pluto, the planet of destruction, and Saturn, the planet of blockages, was going through it as well. So Venus is travelling through this dating sector, causing havoc in her dating life, where Pluto was about, so Saturn first of all was about restriction, putting blockages, restrictions on her literally because she got arrested, and Pluto was about destruction, transformation, and the fifth house is all to do with that, isn't it? So yeah, I mean her dating life, her sex life, her partnership all came crashing down during this transit, because of this Mars energy going through her third. Also natally, I forgot to mention earlier, she has Pluto in Libra. So Pluto, like I said before, the planet of death and destruction, falls in her second house. However, Libra is all to do with relationships. So to her, your second house rules what you value, your values. So she really valued relationships, but she was born with Pluto in Libra. So Pluto being relationship, sorry, Venus being, let me get my words out, Libra rules relationships of all kinds, and Pluto was about transformation. So this meant that in this lifetime she would have really profound transformative relationships with people that would change the course of her own life and theirs, which ultimately this event did do. And also that Pluto makes a square to her moon. The moon is how you feel, your emotions, how you emote, you know, how you are behind closed doors is your moon sign. It's not your sun sign is how you come across, but your moon sign is probably what only a very, very few people who are close to you will ever get to see. So it's kind of who you are around your family and around your close ones and your loved ones. That's your moon sign. It was making a square to Pluto when she was born anyway. So this would have made her really almost insecure. It would have maybe triggered like relationship stuff like codependency. This can trigger violence in relationships or volatile emotions as well, and restrictions regarding emotion, home life, and feelings. It's really interesting as well. These are all transits around that day that she was arrested, so it's quite telling there, really, isn't it? But just as on a side note, she has North Node in Cancer. No, sorry, the North Node is going through Cancer, going over her moon. So this would have been indicative of like life-changing events as well. So this is all to the time of the arrest. So you can kind of see like the arrest and the actual actions of her allegedly attacking her partner, or so a lot of violence and heated words anyway, escalation going on here because of these planetary alignments with Mars and going over her Sun, and this fifth house stellium of planets going through as well, and Chiron entering her eighth house. Eighth house to do with partnerships. Chiron Aries all to do with the self. So there would have been a lot of pain caused by other people with Chiron going to the house of others and your house of long-term commitments and relationships as well. So moving forward, I did is this the one that I did for her? Okay, so this was the one that I looked at, the transits for the day that she passed. So again, she had that fifth house stellium going on still. Mars travelling through the critical degrees from the fourth to her fifth house. So when Mars is changing signs, it can be quite critical and quite telling as well. So the eighth house can rule death. It can rule sudden endings as well with the eighth house and losses. And she had Venus going through there. So Venus also to do with love and relationships. And one of the reasons why what she'd gone through when she was passing was to do with the partnerships. And that Venus is going through her eighth house, the eighth house being the eighth house of death. So the ruler of her eighth, Mars, was going through the critical degrees, moving from her home to dating, fourth to the fifth house. So when it's moving, those last degrees can be quite critical for the cause of events. It's quite telling really. And the moon was going over her sun that day in Scorpio, so she would have been quite, when you have moon going over Sundays, it can make you really deep in your feelings, really can make it quite depressive as well. So that's quite telling of the situation leading up to that. And sun in the sixth house as well. Sixth house is downfall and health as well. So I know the sun going through the sixth can indicate sort of a downfall of health as well there. I just wanted to look at also, I did another one for, let's have a look, where was it now? Is it here? Yeah, so I did a solar return as well. So solar return, if you don't know, is your year ahead from your birth date. So every time every time you have your birthday, whatever planetary alignment you have that particular day of the year, will give you a forecast for the next 12 months. So she has she's having a Gemini year that year anyway. The year which would have started in November. So with that solar return starting on her birthday in 2019, straight away she's got that Mars that we were talking about earlier in her fifth house of dating and partnerships, boyfriends, etc., making a square in her eighth house, the eighth house of death, etc. She's got Pluto, the planet of destruction, and Saturn going through there as well. Like Saturn putting the brakes on things. So this could indicate, partnership trouble, relationship troubles, troubles from spouses with that. And she's got Uranus going through the eighth house, through the 12th house, the hidden house of downfall, which is making the trine to Jupiter in her relationship house. So Jupiter was triggering off this 12th house energy where it was like a downfall energy, and sudden. This would have indicated there would have been sudden events, Uranus being quick change, sudden events going off throughout the year regarding relationships. Her Venus was square to Neptune, the 10th house. So this would have shown her public persona being tainted by a relationship which had been done, which was what had been done through media. With that square, Jupiter also squaring the Neptune as well. So this would have been relationship problems exacerbated because Jupiter exacerbates whoever it is. So yeah, it would have been quite turbulent year, as you can see. I mean, she had a South Node as well in the 8th house that year. South Node being, past life karma in the eighth house. Does that indicate death? It can be an indicator, but not on its own. You have to look at so many other factors in someone's chart before you can make those type of suggestions, allegations. So yes, wanted to have a quick look. That's just solar return. You can everyone has a solar return every year on your birthday, which is a great way to look at what's coming up for you. But yeah, 12th house, Uranus in Taurus. Taurus also do institutions, where she was arrested, wasn't she? Suddenly, so 12th house being imprisonment as well in Taurus, institutions. What else did I look at? So that was her lunar return for. Oh yes, this is her lunar return as well. So as well as having a solar return, you can have a lunar return and check out every month what's going to be going on for you. So the pivotal month for her, one of the pivotal months for her, was from November onwards, and yeah, so she had what we're talking about imprisonment and arrest. Her moon and the North Node karmic event fell into the 12th house. 12th house of imprisonment, of downfall. So she, yes, that would have triggered, that would have been an indicator. And you see the green dotted line going all the way to Venus in her 5th house of fire, of fiery relationships. That would have triggered her 5th house Venus off as well. Very passionate time, very explosive time for her. Mars, the planet of destruction and anger, was in her, because she has Mars in Libra anyway. Mars was in Libra. Libra ruling relationships, making up an opposition to her public persona, to her public life, to her media life, causing problems for her. So yeah, a lot of squares, a lot of challenging oppositions going on here. It was a really testing month for her. So you can see just through the planets how that all panned out, just by looking at somebody's chart. So yeah, that was just a quick look at Caroline's chart. I'm a huge fan of hers. I wanted to have a look at her chart. I thought she was an absolutely beautiful person from what I know of her. And I wanted to have a look at this chart at some point. So I thought, yeah, and great way to look at astrology and how the planets can affect us in our own lives. So if you'd like to hit me up for a personal reading, drop me a message and I'll catch you in my next video.